Hey everyone, today I wanted to talk about the new Ninjago mechs. It seems like as the days go on, Ninjago keeps replacing their old original sets with more and more mechs. Used to, I didn't mind the mech sets whenever it was 1 out of 10 sets in the wave were mechs, but now it seems like if there's 10 sets, at least 5 or 6 of them are going to be mechs, which I think is a big problem now. LEGO now has so many small pieces in their arsenal, which is a good thing for the building system, but also I think it's kind of a bad thing, because sets like this, it looks really good. There's not really a bad angle. It does have its swords off, if you were wondering. This mech carries swords right there, and those aren't exposed techniques for no reason. They're to carry the swords. But it really doesn't have much of a bad angle. There's a little bit of a visible red technique, but that's not any trouble or anything. You're not usually going to be displaying this from the back, I don't think. But why I think it's kind of a bad thing in some ways that they're hyper detailing their sets is now everything is getting much more expensive, which every LEGO fan has noticed, I'm sure. This set back in the day, and I mean, by back in the day, I mean just probably 8 or 10 years ago, it would have been 400 or maybe 500 pieces and around $50 probably. But now this set is $80. It did come with a very small side build and 6 minifigures, so a good amount of figures, but I think with them getting hyper detailed though, it's kind of a problem because now everything has to be held to this standard. Once they make a mech that looks this good, then if they release one that looks worse than it, I feel like people would complain about that too, which I don't really care if there's a few exposed things like that. That doesn't really matter to me. It's really the functionality of the toy, because at the end of the day, this is a toy company, but now it's kind of being geared towards collectors because they've gotten so big and so many fans now that if they release a below average product, people aren't gonna buy it, because now it's collectors buying it and not kids. Kids will accept a few flaws in the design and maybe the back of it being ugly, like you used to see on a lot of LEGO buildings that were just facades. You would see very technicky, ugly, multicolored backs and parts of the set that didn't look quite complete, but kids don't really care about that, and that's why they would still get bought up back in the day if all of the play features were cool. But now it's really collectors that are getting all these sets, so when they see a set like this, they're looking for the minifigures, they're looking for new pieces that might be on it. I don't think this set came with any brand new pieces, but you know, it comes with a lot of blue. People who are parting out LEGO sets might buy this set and part out all of the blue pieces. So LEGO now just basically considers, okay, can people part this out? Will people buy this and just store it until it's worth something? Does it come with a bunch of minifigures that might also contribute to some collectors who are collecting, I don't know, maybe all the Ninjago minifigures? And none of those things I just listed were for kids. Now, of course, this has shoulder cannons, which I guess is considered a play feature. This is another problem with the modern Ninjago mechs, I think. A lot of them use this fixed giant piece. At first I thought this was going to be some sort of ratchet joint or a hinge. I thought it was going to function somewhat like this. This is a very crude model I built. It's just a visual representation. I thought it was going to be 2 pieces that unhooked like that and just a movable elbow piece, but no, it's just one. And so they've been using this for the elbows and knees of their mechs now for a while. And why couldn't they just give it a little bit more posability? It seems like LEGO acts like kids are dumb these days, and like you don't need too many pieces, have to make these big pre-built pieces so they can put it together. But I mean, kids haven't gotten any dumber these days, and a lot of their sets seem very dumbed down. Like the 4+ stuff, I feel like more 4-year-olds could build this set than they think. Like, this set should be 4+, I think. Now, I know some of 4+s, they don't want them to eat any of the pieces, so a bunch of them are just big. A bunch of the pieces are just big, but I really feel like they're kind of dumbing down some of the sets, because you have this, which is a collector set, pretty much. I mean, it's $80, which is a decent amount, honestly, for today and everything. So I could see this being, I guess, for maybe more like 12-year-olds. That's probably what they're aiming it for. And then these sets, I think they were 9+ or something on the box, which a 9-year-old could easily build that, or even more complex than that. But I just think they're kind of dumbing down these sets. I mean, no knees, no elbows. It does have a waist joint, or, well, just a waist ratchet. But I feel like these sets are way too simple. I wouldn't have wanted this whenever I was younger. Whenever I was 4, I wouldn't have wanted this set. I would have wanted probably a terrain piece of some set with just a building. I didn't really care for the mechs whenever I was younger. But I think they're just making too many mechs nowadays. None of them are really original. And I mean, I hope it works out. If they sell well, they're gonna keep making them. I hope they don't just end Ninjago, because it's basically mechs nowadays, which I doubt they will. It's been going on this long. But I would very much like to see them go back to the roots, which there were a lot of vehicles in the start of Ninjago, but it wasn't mechs. There were a lot of cars, actually. A lot of the skeletons from the first wave and Snakes had vehicles, which were cool. They were typically cars, which I can see people getting tired of those too. I think Ninjago just needs to make more landscape. I'm going to use these two sets here to bolster my point, but before I continue, I just want to say one of my lights died, so the lighting's going to be a little worse for a second. This is the Ninjago, like, tournament battle, something like that. I don't remember, but it has a lot of cool play features. I'm going to do just the lightning fast review of this. It looks really good from all angles, and it was definitely worth the $50. It came with 6 figures. There's a lot of space on it, and it came with quite a few weapons. And I just think for $50, it's definitely worth it. I would much rather buy that set than a mech. The only reason I have that one is because I found it on clearance, and I just thought I might as well get it. I definitely don't have a Lego problem, trust me. This is a very cool set also. This is the Dragonstone Shrine, which looks very good to me. I know it's pretty expensive. It's like $110, which does add to my point earlier about how Lego's becoming more for collectors. Can see how parents wouldn't want to spend $110 for, I don't know, birthday or Christmas present for their kid with this set, because it's probably going to get broken in a week anyway by the kid. But I think this is a really good set, and it really shows off what Lego can do with their modern building techniques. And we haven't really seen too many Ninjago sets like this. Well, actually, I take that back, because they have quite a few big buildings now. Those Ninjago, what is it, like the Ninjago City, is that literally what it's called? I can't remember. But this set is way more playable than a mech, I would say, and it's very worth it for the price tag. But that being said, if you like the Ninjago mechs, all my opinions, of course, are subjective. I'm not forcing my opinions on anyone. I just wanted to see if anyone else would agree with my points here. That's really all I have to say. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and check out some of my other videos.